What's up, herbalists? This is Mason, and you're listening to the Herb Rally Podcast. In today's episode, I'm going to let you know about the upcoming event, the Free Herbalism Project here in Eugene, Oregon. But before that, I wanted to quickly mention that our friends John and Rosalee over at LearningHerbs just released their free Taste of Herbs flavor wheel. This is something that herbalist Rosalie de la Foyer came up with a few years back, and it's really neat actually. In the center of the wheel, or the circle, it covers the 5 flavors: sweet, bitter, sour, salty, and pungent. And then as it expands out, it lists the constituents. For instance, underneath bitter, it lists alkaloids, diterpenes, and sesquiterpenes. As the flavor wheel expands out, it lists its associations with TCM, or traditional Chinese medicine, and Ayurveda. Then under that, it lists its energetics, is it warm, dry, moist, etc. Expanding out, it lists its herbal actions, such as does it stimulate digestion, is it a carminative, a relaxing nervine, so on and so forth. Then finally, on the outer rung, it lists its many different herbs. So taking bitter all the way through, you could look at what's a warming dry bitter that stimulates digestion. Looks like L-campaign could be your herb. So yeah, the Taste of Herbs flavor wheel is pretty darn cool. Also, it's free, so that's a pretty good price. You'll also have access to 3 free videos where they go more in depth on these topics, including what's called the Herbal Sweet Spot. To get the videos in the flavor wheel, just click on the link in the show notes to the podcast, and all of the info will be available there. So a big thanks to our friends John Gallagher and Rosalie de la Foyer for creating such an awesome resource for all of us. And again, that link will be in the show notes to the podcast. All right, on to the Free Herbalism Project. This event is near and dear to me as the event organizer for Mountain Rose Herbs. I've had the honor of organizing this amazing community event since 2013, and this is our 11th one. It's going to take place on Sunday, October 14th at the beautiful Mount Pisgah Arboretum in my hometown, Eugene, Oregon. And just for funsies, I think I'll start going over the day's details in chronological order. So the day starts off at 11 a.m. with a free yoga session, generously hosted by Diane with Eugene Yoga. That class will go from 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. And please be sure to bring your mats. Diane may bring extras, but it'd be great if you could bring your own mat as well. Also, this is a rain or shine situation. If need be, we'll set up shop under the pavilion, but fingers crossed for shine. Simultaneously, we're hosting Anna Bradley. She's the co-founder of the Whole Earth Nature School here in Eugene, and she's going to be giving a plant walk at 11 a.m. But here's the thing. Out of respect for the land at Mount Pisgah, we're going to need to cap the number of attendees of this plant walk to the first 20 people. So it'll be a first come, first served type of basis, and we appreciate your understanding on this. The plant walk, as I mentioned, will go from 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. And if you'd like more details on that, as far as how to register, etc., just contact me at events@mountainroseherbs.com. From 12 p.m. to 1 p.m., we'll get to hear live music from Moonlight Jubilee, formerly the Grand Ronde String Band. They played for us last time at the Free Herbalism Project. It was absolutely lovely. We're so happy they could join us once again. Definitely a perfect soundtrack to the day's events. Following that at 1 p.m., Paul Bergner will be teaching a class called The Power of Topical Herbs. Now, I've taken many classes with Paul over the years at various conferences, and I don't think I've ever seen him teach the same class twice. And this is going to be no different. I can't say I've ever seen him teach a class on topicals before. This class is sure to have many, many takeaways. Paul will discuss calendula, plantain, marshmallow, comfrey, aloe, and several other common herbs for the skin. Their possible uses are myriad, not only for the skin, but wherever the plant material or its extracts can come into contact with tissues. This might include compresses, poultices, infused oils, salves, diluted tinctures, and clay. He will describe their traditional uses, including combinations and formulas, anecdotes from the NAIMH, that's the North American Institute for Medical Herbalism, teaching clinic, and a review of some scientific research on the power of these herbs. So yeah, if you've never taken a class with Paul, you're in for a real treat. We're really lucky to have him as one of our local Oregon teachers. He just lives down the road in Portland, Oregon. After Paul, we'll hear a couple more tunes from Moonlight Jubilee. Then we'll get to hear from a special guest, Guisepi Spadafora. Guisepi has traveled the nation for the past, decade plus, serving free tea out of his bus, affectionately known as Edna Lou. He's going to be giving a mini presentation titled Herbal Remedies for Loneliness, the Journey of the Free Tea Bus. And along with his presentation, best believe he'll be serving free tea at the event, so be sure to stop by the bus and say hello. After Guisepi's talk from 3 to 4:30, we'll get to hear from Tieraona Low Dog. Her exploration of the natural world began more than 35 years ago as she studied midwifery, herbalism, massage therapy, and martial arts before earning her medical degree from the University of New Mexico School of Medicine. An internationally recognized expert in the fields of integrative medicine, dietary supplements, and women's health, Dr. Low Dog was appointed by President Bill Clinton to the White House Commission on Complementary and Alternative Medicine Policy. Served as the elected chair of the U.S. Pharmacopoeia Dietary Supplements and Botanicals Expert Information Panel, and also was appointed to the Scientific Advisory Council for the National Center for Complementary and Alternative Medicine. So really, just like Paul's bio, her bio just goes on and on. I'll definitely be sure to include those in the show notes as well. And Tieraona's class at the Free Herbalism Project is called Botanicals and GI Health, a Holistic Approach. This session will explore the powerful role botanicals play in promoting GI health through the appropriate use of bitters, demulcents, nervines, and much more. I saw Tieraona give a keynote at the International Herb Symposium a few years back, and I was totally impressed by her speaking skill and in-depth knowledge. To finish out the afternoon, Moonlight Jubilee will play for us once more as we say our goodbyes, drink some more free tea, and maybe pick up some books or herbal products from the teachers or merch booth. Speaking of that, I should mention, as always, the Free Herbalism Project is a fundraiser, so all profits made at the Mountain Rose Herbs merch booth will be donated to the United Plant Savers. Also, a big thanks to the craft and food vendors joining us this time around. That's Boho Botanicals, Lovelight Herb Farm, Doak Creek Nursery, Sarah Bast, Viva Vegetarian Grill, Eugene Printmakers, and of course, Edna Lou, the Free Tea Bus. So really, there's so much more I could talk about, but I feel I've rambled on far too long. Really, it's just great to get out there, hang out with the plant nerds and the herbal enthusiasts, the herbalism community at large. And for more information, just head to freeherbalismproject.com or search the events Facebook tab on the Mountain Rose Herbs Facebook fan page. So thank you so much for listening. I hope to see some of you out there. And until next time, take care.